Hey there, folks. How we doing? It is 6:35 a.m. Wednesday, August 30th, 2017. "6:36. 6:36 is 6 is intuition, the sum of all your metaphysical abilities, and 3 is relative to people getting together in a good way, like gift. A lot of people say gift. It can be happy. It can also stand for happiness. People getting together and hopefully feeling good about themselves and each other. Coffee time. Nice thick froth on that. I opened up this channel to do what I'm doing right now. Actually, what I always do, but especially, excuse me, like what I've called the coffee talks. That's just getting up in the morning and talking with you about simple, easy stuff. Nothing earth-shattering, nothing plain, simple, deep thoughts. Because I've always been drawn to talk to people, I need to put a little happiness in there, a little, have a little fun. Crack half a joke when I can, something like that, but these coffee talks are really laid back and more relaxing. A lot of you that listen to me, you remember me from previous lives. You remember the life you have necessarily the life we had together. But you remember me. There's something about me that's familiar. That's you having some type of a memory of something that went on in a past life. I'm trying to be quiet because Deanna's trying to sleep. But it's funny, my voice can be kind of monotone, and it's relaxing, and you can feel strength and comfort in me if it's there. It's part of what I am, and I can help people relax, which does what? Maybe help you get some sleep you need, or maybe help you calm down. The more your physical body calms down, the more alive you are. So why do we drink a lot of coffee? I actually don't drink as much anymore. Get up mornings, I don't want it. I just go straight for the grapefruit juice. It's been my attention. Let's try that again. Take number 3,721. It's been my intention to try and help you understand who you are, who you really are. Not the car, the flesh car that you're in, the vehicle, but who you are inside. So many of you, the ones that are most important to this awakening, everything is equilaterally important to me. But we're discussing the movement here. The movement is what? Is of self. Not selfishness, but self. Becoming who you really are. That's what's going to be going on. Well, that's what is going on, but that's what's going to be happening. That's how creation's going to change. A lot of things I say are repeat. I've even had Deanna said, "You keep saying the same thing." I said, well, yes and no. And then I remind people that new people come in all the time, and this information will be prevalent. It'll be out there. When I say prevalent, I don't mean it's going to be in the newspapers, but although a lot of it is. People cranking other people. Thank you. A lot of people cranking others up. That's going to be in the newspaper everywhere. It could not happen with me. One person does it. Somebody wants to make a big thing out of the person. But if 10, 20 people do it, then people start to understand, okay, this isn't singular. This is something spreading. It's better for them, and it's the only way it could be for me. I want to keep doing what I need to before this body finally drops. Not far down the road, happy to say. Get out of this car I've been stuck in for 62 years. It's funny, over half a century. But for you to realize who you really are. Spirit, sentient energy, trapped in a body to have a life. As things change, the veil doesn't get any thinner, folks, okay? It can't. The veil is literally a dimensional barrier that was made to separate two large areas of isolated frequencies. It has to remain, and it has to remain strong. The thing is that you can see through it. You're starting to be able to see through it. And the whole idea, too, for having lives, again, to get rid of abuse, but to bring full truth and help you become who you are without abuse frequency build up in your spirit, is for you to be able to see what's going on the other side. It's not like looking through a window, but to be able to see it, know that it's there, to talk with everyone over there. When you know that you just went to school for a while, that you're going home. You know who you really are. Life's physical harassments are easier to deal with, and plus a lot of those are going to be taken away. They have to be. The people doing it are being taken away. The Anunnaki that have been running this planet for over 10 million years, just over, they're not in charge anymore. They're all broken up. You got a couple loudmouths trying to say they are, but they're not. The people who handle our president's handlers, the ones that run them, they're not being told what to do anymore, except for a couple individuals. And some of the Anunnaki that have been here on this planet, running it, involved, a lot of their leaders have been taken out, and they're not that bad people. They didn't like the way it was, and they could do nothing about it. Now they have new doors opening up. I've told you all about the folks coming in here now to the house. The fighting on the other side has calmed down. That makes them feel better. I was involved in some serious fighting a little while ago, and Serenity and Melee and the rest of them. Serenity Serpoian, she's a very awesome lady. Brigitte talks about her. She calls her Shiny. And then there's Melee. She's her patient, and she's really, she's close to us, but she's really close to Deanna. And Serenity, she's close with us too. They gave us these names because we can't speak their language. They gave us words, thoughts that they put together in words that represented them. Melee is sweet. Melee is sweet, loving energy. That's almost as sweet and soft as the first taste of a melon. And it's Melee. She's like a soft song to sing a melody. She's sweet. That's the thought process behind her name. Deanna and I had to sit here for a long time trying to, get the name. Deanna does better than me. She is multilingual. She knows more about the English language than I do. Sometimes when we talk, it gets confusing, but and I'm the stronger. She's getting real strong. She always was strong, but she's becoming something else now. And she needs to, because not that long from now. It's years. It's years. But they'll go by before you know it. She'll be on a Drock ship, cruising around out in space. I talk about these things very easily because they're true. I can talk about this tablet. It's got a soft plastic-like material, not plastic, rubber, whatever, and shock resistant. Something it's made to look strong, but it's the material can grab on something and not slide. I can talk about it easily. Why? Because I have it in my hand. I'm looking at it. Even if it's not in my hand, I can talk about it because I can see it in my head. Either by remembering having it in my hand, or I can go back and look at it, because they're almost kind of one and the same. There's both of those going on. Every time you go to remember something, over 2/3 of the time, you're literally going back in time to look at it. It doesn't mean you don't have memories in your brain, too. I talk about these things because I can, because I should, because I need to, because I have to, relative to what? Well, relative to what I'm going to do soon. Relative to what's going to happen. I try to keep myself out of it. All I've ever wanted to do since I was, I guess, out of diapers, was to take care of things. And as soon as I learned how to protect myself, I was already feeling the need to protect everything else that I could. Kind of weird, I think, for most kids, but that's what's natural to me. I like to serve others. Don't ever try to tell me what to do. You're going to find out there's a whole lot more to me than you want to know. In or out of body. Out of body, we don't have the same sense of humor we do in body. We're finding ourselves again. Lots of times you'll get this feeling. You just know somehow you're more than what you can see. You know there's more to you than what you see with your eyes. That's probably about the truest feeling you're going to have. Or as true as any feeling you're going to have. Your bodies, your minds are not being manipulated like they used to be. There's both, on the other side, there's both the sadness and the soft joy of anticipation for something new coming. And that's the new existence for everyone in and out of body. When I was young, I was forced into religion by my parents, my father. Mom was all for it, pushing it too, but I was going to do this and do that because it looked good for his image. Big IBMer climbing a ladder. I'm not speaking bad about my dad. I loved him. But we had issues together. I was glad he could hold on to something to do something for himself, but I'm just not that person. I find, receive, I work for, I release. So right now, my sister Jill, my older sister, I've only got one left. I had two. Judy died early. She was really cool. Y'all would have loved her. But Jill, she's waiting for me to die. You know, there's part of my dad's will actually has a special trust fund for me. It's called the Special John David Essex Trust Fund. And it's got a lot of money in it. And it's there, so if I need something, it'll, you know, the executor of the will, my sister Jill, she's supposed to say, okay, here, you need this, have some money. She didn't let loose a penny. Trees falling on the house. She used her executorship of the will to try to put me in the street. If I was 2.5 hours later working with some lawyers and a judge in New York, there's no way I'd be in this house anymore. So the paying off of my house was taken care of by my father, and it was in a loan in his name only, because he said, I'm going to pay off your house for you. You know, you're sick, you're hurt, and can't hardly move anymore. You know, for my dad, that hurt him. I was always big in sports and, you know, ran half marathons and stuff all the time. And when the degenerative joint disease started kicking in, then they, you know, got kind of rough. So he said he'd take care of that. He goes, I'm going to give Jill other stuff, but I'm going to give you the house. I said, okay, good. So we got a loan, put it in his name. I wasn't even on it. So when he died, and then Jill took over my mother by convincing her, actually forcing her. Mom was getting older, and Jill said, said, Mom, I'm going to put you in a home, hospice home. And that's what Jill did for a living. She was a head nurse, well, supposedly the head nurse in a hospice home, so she knew how it all worked. She goes, I'm taking you out of this nice house and I'm going to put you in a hospice home. And that was after she signed got my mother to sign a power of attorney over her. Jill said, I'll take care of your mom forever, don't worry about it. And then Mom signed the power of attorney, and then Jill said, you're going in a house where you're going to, you know, put me on your, put me on your bank account. You know, the large checking account and everything. Jill moved into the mansion down by the front gates of the Dunwoody Country Club. So I've spent so many thousands of dollars taking Jill to court. We're about to get the main part of that done. So she's going to explain to a jury, to a judge, why she felt it was in her best interest, or in my best interest, for her to keep all my money set aside for me, even though I needed it and I was actually dying and needed the help with the money. Trees falling on the house and everything. Jill, you're fracked. But when you get out of your body, when I leave, get out of my body, you're in trouble. I will repay my debt to you. Karma's a bitch, and she usually wears overalls, not today though. Everyone calls karma she, whatever. But then, when I pull you out of your body, then that's it, you're gone. You're being deleted. People might see anything that's like that, abusive like that, no. No more, no mas. Nada. Zip. How can you have a soft-flowing creation when you have abuse like that allowed? Having frustrations in life, yes. Difficulties make us stronger, but abuse like that will not be tolerated. It'll take a little while to get there, but that's where it's going. So, a lot of the folks checking in out of the out of this YouTube, what do you call it, channel, to listen for ET stuff. Excuse me. Not my early morning coffee burps. And they'll get excited when they hear some, so they subscribe, and then after I start talking like this, then they'll unsubscribe. And I recently, everything shut down. My computers, literally, some of them just blew up. They just shut down, just fried. Motherboards fried. Brand new computers too. I was just, wham, it's like, really? The other side was causing it. But in the meantime, the last videos I put out were about our, you know, Deanna and I call them out-of-towners. They are. They're us in different bodies. They're driving different cars. You can tell me your buddy comes up to you in a Volvo or a Subaru, you're going to, screw you, man. I'm not going to talk to you. You're in the Subaru. There are some people like that, though. But that's not what I'm trying to say is, you know, just because they have a different body doesn't mean we're not family, because we are. And then all of a sudden, they hear some of that, then they'll unsubscribe. And then I start talking more about ET stuff because it's time. It's what happens. And then it goes up, it goes down. Dan and I laugh about it. We don't stare there looking at that stuff. That's crazy. I'm here to give you information. I'm here to talk to you. And I have been here to do something else, which I have. You'll understand that when you get home. I had to talk about some of it. How can I tell you how the way things really were, why they were, and why they changed, unless I speak of how it got to be that way, and I happen to be personally involved in it? You don't need to believe me. I don't care. The thing is, I'm going to tell you what I know is right. So how can I tell you that if I don't open up that part? That's opening up myself to be thought of as arrogant and everything else. I don't give a shit. I am what I am, and nothing can kick my ass. How about that shit? No, you can beat this body. You can cut me, stab me, shoot me, blow me up, burn me to death. Hell, I've done that. Burnt 60% of my body. 30% of that was 30% of my body was crispy, second and third degree burns. The other 30% of my body involved was first degree burns. Down at the hospital, they don't. Excuse me. Down in the hospital, the first degree burns, they don't even count those. That's not even included. You look at the ambulance report, burns over 60% of my body. I was cooked. My shop work mechanic uniform was melted on me for the most part. Okay, they had to cut it off. It was all nasty. My palms had actually come off my body. I had to put them like this. My left one looks a little worse. But I heal better than normal too. I'm here for purpose. I'm no better than nothing and don't want to be, but I am what I am. I accept that. I move forward with what I feel is right to do. And those that feel it's right to move forward hurting people, they're going to be taken out of creation. They already have been. A lot of them have been. When you get out of your body and you're you again, you go home, you see what's over there now. The first thing is a bit of a shock and then happiness. You'll feel relief, like good. It's fine the way it should be. You'll find happiness. You'll feel the way it should be. The way you know it should have been all along, even though you don't fully understand it. Okay. Now, where was I? It's funny feeling your body let go. You know, you hear about heart trouble, and you think there's intense pain and everything. It's just pain. It's pain, and you have to stop whatever you're doing. Anyway, so what do we do about the heart pain? Have some more coffee. I have to be here long enough to get certain stuff done, so I know I will be. The last video I did, my heart, I got hit in the heart. I had my hands up like this, and it's talking about coming to your body. And as I reached my hands out like that, it hurt. I got hit, and I had to stop for a minute. And it's just like, okay, don't do that again. And it was easy enough for me to kind of keep going. And then I mentioned something about my heart getting hit, and the lights flickered on and off. If you're sensitive enough, you can actually hear a click. And the light, right now the overhead light's on. During that video it was not. Then I finished the video, and then I did a personal log after that. And then so I started the personal log. I grabbed my tablet, and then I, clicked it to turn it on. This is blank. It was white. It's a white screen. There's nothing there. And then part of me has just reached out in my head and said, it's time for you to go. And everyone on the other side, all spirit animals and stuff, they just keep saying, man, you got to go. You're a little ahead of what you're thinking it is. So I'm trying to get stuff done. I like doing what I do. I like helping others. Doesn't mean everyone else should. Hell, I'm me or you. But it's the compassion in me that drives me there, and it's the same way it is with a lot of you. A lot of you listen to me for that. I talk about a lot of different things because there's a lot of different things to talk about. And our ET friends, they're here. They've been here forever. They're older than us. You've had lives in those bodies. How about that? You've been a Sepoian. You've been a large Anunnaki. Some of you have been Drak. Most powerful body there is. All different types of beings. The Illyrian are so cool. They were here a couple nights ago again. One of the computers I got it's her money. It was our money, whatever, but it was her money. We shared some a bit, but it's just all hers. Deanna does a lot to take care of me. She really does. I'm in bad shape. I need the help. But because the keyboard's lit on the laptop, Deanna will be getting a little tired. Then here comes this physical hand. She'll see the actual physical hand right there, and then it goes back into an energy field. It's a distinct beam, and it disappears. It's funny as hell. Whether it's before I get free from this flesh prison or after, it's going to happen. It's going to happen right here. It's going to be happening in other places. I've been talking for a long time about how the reptilian, more than anything else, pop in at Paul Cherek's place and physically knock stuff around. They go in the kitchen and tear stuff up sometimes. And then, like Lupo, his big dog right now, Lupo is huge. He's some kind of bull mastiff. He gets like a huge horse on steroids, goes running into go run into the kitchen or stand up, whatever, and then all of a sudden, poof, they're gone. Paul's very strong spirit, very strong energy, but he's very strong in the pineal also. He sees things multidimensionally very well. Which is good, but there's benefits of using being solar plexus and heart and using your remote viewing, seeing through the scanner. Deanna's coughing. I'll be right back. And we're back. Deanna, just kind of coughing up a storm. Excuse me, she coughs, I burp. It's quite a concerto. Anyway, in summary, it's just really important for y'all to realize yourselves. I know who you are. I am your oldest brother. When it all started, I was there watching. Some people in religions actually think they have a body. Excuse me, that they have a body out floating around in space. I'm in God's world in a body. It's like, wow, really? Is it a magic body, or does it need food? And do you go to the bathroom? What happens then? Whoa, nasty. Okay, I'm not trying to be gross, people, but if that throws a little shock of reality into the thought process, good. Things are not what they've been made to seem to be. And you will, slowly, softly, or more aggressively, those of you that want it, start waking up strong, seeing more, and helping, teaching others. Remember, when we know something others don't, it's a neat feeling for us to help someone. It really is. So, for me, it's a, I don't know, it's almost a feeling of self-gratitude for being successful in the format of why I exist. It's like, yay, things are going good for a moment, you know? So, my stomach's making weird noises. I woke up hungry this morning for some reason. I try to eat less and less, and it's still this cirrhosis puts more and more on me, more water weight. Anyway, whatever. Wah wah. See, things don't have to happen the way they are in your life or in mine to get things to happen. What knew how to run lives, the original first being male and female, they didn't care about you. They knew how to do it, but they did it the way they wanted. They didn't care about you. Everybody running around, I used to when I was a child, but everyone running around saying, praise God. I mean, I'd go around, praise God, I know, but I'd say it when everyone else did for whatever sermon thing, but I couldn't understand praising anything. It didn't make sense. I didn't get up in a pulpit and tell everyone to leave. But I did look at everybody walking out in the forum before they go into the church and staying out there for the last minute, showing off their fur coats and their furs. Oh, that make me sick. That disgusts me. Their attitude's disgusting, but wearing dead animals really bothered me. I understand the way things are. I understand why they are the way they are. I understand how that whole situation, which made it that way, how it came to be. I know how it was manipulated just out of circumstance. I know why they are the way they are. That does not make what they did right. Far from it, especially after they were told time and time again not to. You learn a lot from being made to protect something. When you're made to protect, especially protection is protection, period. But being made to protect everything, the first thing you understand is everything's self-worth. And they have to be equal. Bingo. That's a new format, and that's why. I don't mind telling you. original first being male and female literally raised everyone to be arrogant and abusive as much as possible, and that thought process really held on in a lot of folks, a lot of people. What can be fixed is being fixed. What's not is being deleted. Most of it is fixable. Not all of it by any means. Whatever. That's a situation I'll know more about when I'm myself again and I can function properly, not like being in this body. I can reach out with hard energy bursts and strong energy, but not to control, just to change, reformat, like this work I've been doing on you, all cranking you up, and now evolving your DNA to a whole new process. Those of you that have sent in the DNA information, don't think I've forgotten you. I haven't. I've been without computers for weeks. I just now got them running, except for Deanna's major office one. I got to finish putting it together, just hooking up the computer with everything. Brand new out of the box. It had a bad card reader. How did that happen? We don't know. It's defective somehow. Yeah, duh. I'll tell you how. The other side. I was downstairs making coffee. The espresso machine the past couple of days now. It's pretty damn new. Okay. I mean, it's only a few months old. You hit 1 cup, it'll put out 3, 2. It gets messed with. There was a rooster this morning, and that was literally going nuts, and I just went to it. I saw the human essence inside it, male human essence, and it was being made to worry by other spirit. I got rid of the other spirit. It calmed down. I had to go in it and calm it down. And then finally he was going at it nonstop, and then he shut up. Then eventually he got more stuff hanging around. I could see the stuff hanging around. Sure enough, here he goes. He didn't go crazy anymore. Just put out a couple of weak things. I got rid of that, what was hanging around him. Female. She's locked up. And then he got quiet. I've had consults before where the window was open on the property and the street was right there. On the other side of the street, there's a huge tree with, I don't know, 40, 50, 100 of these, I don't know what they're called, just chirping away. I mean, just, sometimes a flock of them come in the tree and that's all you hear. It's so loud. And then I during the consult, I went into them and I said, we couldn't even talk. We had the window open in the room. I said, just a minute. And so then I just went into their, I used my, pineal. I went to their heads and I said, shut up. You're being rude. And they all shut up. I said, okay. And I started talking to her, and the young lady looked at me like, you just did that. And I said, yeah, no big deal. So we went on with the consult. She kind of got stuck on it for a minute. So we went on with the consult. I did 41 1 hour consults in 3 days. So it's actually 4 days, but the 4th day was, coming in and going out. So there wasn't much consulting, about 3 of them. Anyway, so then we started doing it again, and then got back to the consult, and then I started going out again. And I said, son of a gun. I said, excuse me. And I went into him. I said, see me. Okay? Stop it. You're pissing me off. And then we went right back to the consult. And then again, of course, they all shut up. And she looked at me. She's almost freaking out. And then we kept going. And then they wouldn't shut up. I said, this time I said out loud, I said, damn it, shut up. And I went into them, and I put my energy into all their heads. And I went, bam, like that. Every one of them shut up permanently. That was the end of it. And she leaned up on a couch. She was going to get the hell out of there. What I want you to know is not that I can do something. I want you to know that you can do something. I want you to know who you really are. The more faith you have in yourself, the stronger your ability to be yourself where you belong, which is out of your body. Don't worry about astral projecting and going somewhere and, falling out of the body. I'm lost. No. Two things. Number one, your spirit is tethered to that body until it's time for you to come out, and then it's released and you come out. Okay? So you're always tethered to the body with the field. You can't go away. Also, the field tethers you to the other side, which is where you live all the time. So you have one, it's like a silver cord. People have seen it. It goes through your body, attaches to the body, it attaches to you, and it extends outward to the other side. And then you go to take off to go somewhere, it's still right there. It's the field energy, not you stretching yourself, it's the field energy. I've always said, folks, you're 1.5 feet to the right, 3 foot up. That's where the other side is. So many quote-unquote psychics in the past. That's the word we used. That's the only word we knew. Well, I got a new one for you. Metaphysical practitioner. There's no such thing as psychic. I have abilities. Everyone has them. Everyone has metaphysical abilities. It's part of who you are. It's understanding which one you are. That's why I've told you about it. Understanding the difference between remote viewing and astral projection. Seeing through the pineal and then seeing through the scanner and how they operate. I'm going to do a DVD soon where I explain exactly how all that works, and it'll be for sale at the spiritualfoundation.com. This information's for you. It's to help. A lot of you, the more you listen to me, the more calm and relaxed you are with the fact that you are what I said you are, more than what you understand, and fracking incredible beings. You are. I don't have any sales pitch to get more people to the what do you call it, YouTube channel, and then advertising so I make money off of it. People actually make money off of that stuff. I didn't even know that. It makes for me, it makes no sense. For them, whatever. They're not hurting anyone. Why shouldn't they? As long as someone's not hurting anyone else, and hopefully not themselves, I never say anything aggressive towards anyone, like you shouldn't do this or shouldn't do that, whatever. I leave information. When something gets out of hand, I deal with it. When something goes bump in the night, there needs to be something that takes care of that. There is. When you go to a store, if you want to go in, there's a sign, you'd flip it over, open, closed. It's about to be turned over, open permanently. That's the only way things can be fair, right, and safe for everyone. That's the way it's going to be. If somebody doesn't like it, tough shit. If you want to hurt someone, if you want to beat on someone, why? If you want to hang around, you better look at that. So that's where things are going. It's already slowly begun. It's about to kick in hard, and it's going to take a long time for it to get like that in the physical world, but it'll be like that in the other side. As more of the human fae and fame spirit essence, but mostly souls, start having better lives, and their thought process gets reformatted to take the abuse out of it, then things get easier, but at the same time, they'll slowly change. Those that can't change, that thrive on abuse, and others, they're gone. But in the meantime, trying to break away from that for a minute. Don't want to get caught in an aggressive loop like that. It is what it is, though. If there's a train going around in circles, doesn't mean you have to get on the track, but don't get in front of it. I mean, doesn't mean you have to jump on it, but don't get in front of it. Stay off the track. I had somewhere to go. I'm just... That thing about the train. It's like, that's the word creation's been sitting on a train. Train track, I mean. Waiting to get hit by a train. Fear, abuse, aggression. Man, it's just nuts. But it's going to change. Our friends from other planets are going to help us. Folks, some of you are going to be flying around in starships before long. Okay? Someone's going to say, Jay promised we're going to go ride in starships. I said some of you were going to be in starships soon. Paul's going to be spending a lot of time in them. Deanna, she's going to, before too long, she's actually going to live in one. There's so much change coming. I just want you all to wake up to who you really are. I want you to be your full self so that you can do more. So you can understand more. Be more. Do more for yourself. I have no hidden agenda. What, for everyone to wake up and when you do, you get along better. If not, you get taken care of anyway. So where's the hidden agenda? There isn't one. It is time for change. It was time for change after the first life. But your lives are going to get better, you'll see. Meeting all the friends from outer space, and then later on you meet the Fae right here. You'll see energy getting a little thicker. You'll be looking at the corner of the room, and something's happening. Something's actually coming together. It makes a full body. It looks at you, shakes your hand, and then goes like this and takes off. It's gone, and you're like, what the hell just happened? First, our friends in space, though. Anyway, I need to leave you all alone. That's what it was all about. Trying to help you all find who you really are, your real abilities. I'm not a leader, I'm a thing. You all take care of yourselves. You don't need someone running your lives anymore. You need to be free to explore, to open up, and I hate to say it because it's been used so much, and probably more and more all the time, but to blossom into who you are. When the lotus literally comes up, feels the sunlight and comes up through the water, it opens up into the water, get that sunlight, help feed itself. Flower opens up, you see how beautiful it is inside. You know, I don't do fluffy puffy, but I understand compassion. I'm a very compassionate person, a very loving person. That I'm made to fight, and the fighting's almost done now. So it allows me to relax. Think your life was nuts. You should have been the one fighting the original first being, male and female. If I was as powerful then as I am now, crap. It would have been handled right away. When we're in a body, we get stronger. Our energy evolves. They made, the original first being, male and female, made me what I am. Powerful as hell, just to start with. I was made to serve and protect them from anything that might come out of the original, out of the first or original dimension. Anything that came out of the first dimension, any new being that just happened to get put together and it was big, they made me to protect them from it. And then after that, to beat that thing up so they could control it through me, tell me what to do. Yeah, that didn't happen. That didn't fit my format. And then having all these abusive lives, I kept growing. I'm just the thing, having a life and almost gone. I'm just your oldest brother, man. I call myself the janitor for good reason. All I want to do is keep things going good. Fix the broken doorknobs. Clean up the messes. Give you a good hallway to walk on. That's what I want for myself. To live a successful format for what I've been built for. But yet modified as I became more, as I grew, just like all of you. You don't need to be told what to do. None of you are children. Some of the folks in the fifth wave of souls are very young. I've said it so many times. I'm not calling anyone ignorant. To many things, I'm ignorant. We can only do so much to the body, okay? But what so many of you don't understand is who you really are, how cool you are. When I say you don't understand who you are, I'm not trying to pick on you. Say, well, you don't know you have this behavioral characteristic. No, you don't know about your abilities. It's like we're walking around in a 10-foot sphere of tar. You're not aware of who you really are, what you can do. You are so much more than what you think you are, and you're so much more than anything was going to let you know to keep control of you. They are dead. This is your time. I'm just a janitor. Folks, I love you, man. Try to have 10% of the faith in yourself that I already have in you. And it's just going to grow. You all are very important. We're from the original first being, the first one ever. We're in this first creation. All of you are leaders. But now, it gets to be about creation, not something wanting to control it. It's about a free creation. Folks, love you, man. Take care and have a good one. And when people don't understand, I get mad. I'll stand up, tell them I love them, and then I'll tell them to frack off. Try to just smile, friend, whatever you want to do, and walk away if you can. They might not ever wake up this life, but they are going to go home. Things are going to change, and you're all going to have a whole lot less lives, man. Okay? At least half of your lives that you've been having are going to be cut out. And it's a healing process when you get out of your bodies. That's going to happen. Nice and easy. So all that hard abuse you went through in that previous life, it's going to dissipate away. But it takes time and it takes actual intervention. The arrow's going to go into you and just release all the frustration frequencies in you. So things get better, they get good, because that's the way it always should have been for all of you. It's not just a new world, folks. It's new creation. It's a pretty big thing. We're a big family. You're all cool, man. Love you. Have fun.